Leading sports lawyer drops intriguing Liverpool contract claim this morning that flew under radar. It seems a little bonkers to suggest that Liverpool are prepared to sanction the exit of one of the greatest forwards in the club's illustrious history. Yet as things currently stand, Mo Salah is set to seek pastures new on a free agency, come the expiration of his contract on June 30th this summer, despite wanting to stay at the club. The Egyptian king, as lovingly dubbed by the Anfield faithful, has been in imperious form in the 2024-25 season. He's plundered a whopping 47 goal contributions, 28 goals, 19 assists, in 36 games, across all competitions. That alone is a horrifying reality to get to grips with. There's also the possibility that arguably the greatest centre-back and right-back in Liverpool history, in Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, also call time on their careers in the red half of Merseyside. To say sporting director Richard Hughes could be very busy this summer would be the understatement of the century. Liverpool could give themselves a further headache with triple contact. Saga Daniel Guy made the entirely valid point that if we do look to extend terms of all three players involved in this ongoing contract saga, there's a huge risk we end up raising the floor just as much as the ceiling of the wage structure. That dressing room discussion becomes very important as well. The sports lawyer spoke on the overlaps fan debate. You can't be then saying, well, Trent's going to be on this amount or Virgil's going to be on this amount, because that then lifts everyone up and everyone knocks on the technical director or chief executive's door asking for that next amount of money. I think Liverpool are really careful about not renewing over 30-year-olds, and that's part of the issue. One might reasonably presume in a club built on sustainable practices, as Liverpool very much remains, this is a far from ideal eventuality for the recruitment team. Empire of the Cop's view on Van Dijk, Salah and Alexander-Arnold contracts in light of the evidence on offer, we increasingly can't see a world where all three players renew their deals at Liverpool. To be clear, we'd love to see Salah, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold all commit their futures to Arne Slot's project. However, we can understand the club's difficulty lining up the finances just right to accommodate this, certainly not without some more give on the players' sides. We strongly suspect only one or two on the list will be seen in the famous red shirt in the 2025-26 season. James Pearce confirms devastating Liverpool news 2 weeks after the window closed. When it rains, it pours for Liverpool centre-back Joe Gomez. The England international had to be withdrawn from the field of play during the Merseysiders' shock 1-0 defeat to Plymouth in the fourth round of the FA Cup. The Reds have since had to rely on Jarell Quansah to provide any reprieve to the first-choice centre-half partnership of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. To give credit where credit is due, the Liverpool Academy graduate has shown signs of having rediscovered his old confidence. He posted a superb cameo display as the club walked away with a nervy 2-1 win over Wolves. Liverpool hit with Joe Gomez' injury blow. James Pearce confirmed a devastating injury blow for Gomez, who is now set to be ruled out until the latter stages of the season. The reliable Athletic reporter shared the update on X, formerly Twitter, noting that the England international may also be required to undergo surgery to address the issue. The concern, initially expected and now proven to be a hamstring injury, will see the 27-year-old set for a long stint in the treatment room ahead of a brutal run of Premier League fixtures. We're set to take on Aston Villa, A, Manchester, City A and Newcastle United, H, in the space of 7 days. An unforgiving calendar in February, it has to be said. Liverpool and Arsenal. Next 5 Premier League fixtures compared Liverpool and Arsenal are in a title race. Here's what to expect from their next 5 fixtures respectively. Nottingham Forest lost at the weekend, meaning Liverpool pulled a further 3 points clear of them. Nuno Espirito Santo's team now sit 13 points back with 13 games to play. It's not an unassailable lead, but it means the team in third place are now a very, very long way off the top of the table. They're 6 points back of second-placed Arsenal, and would require a miracle to win the Premier League title from here. Of course, it's an absolute miracle that they're even in the conversation. Instead, the Premier League title race appears to be down to 2 teams, Liverpool and Arsenal. The Reds hold a 7-point lead on the Gunners, but things could change rapidly, especially given the fixture lists across their next 5 games respectively. Liverpool are unquestionably favourites and know what they must do to win the Premier League title, but everything could flip over the next month. Here's what the teams are up against. Liverpool's next 5 fixtures. Liverpool start this little run with a meeting against Aston Villa at Villa Park on Wednesday, February 19th. This is the fixture that was supposed to happen the weekend of the Carabao Cup final, but the Reds are in that final, of course, so they will have played one game more than Arsenal in the league after Wednesday, and that will continue until the Cup final weekend. Liverpool don't get a rest. They're simply playing an extra game, exclusive. The lowdown on Dean Huijsen as Reds' eye remarkable Bournemouth centre-back, then comes a massive one. Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium on Sunday, February 23rd. It promises to be one of the most interesting fixtures of the entire Premier League season, and one that could dramatically alter the title race. After that, Liverpool host Newcastle United at Anfield on Wednesday, February 26th. This comes right after the City game, offering little rest against a team that knocked out Arsenal on their way to the Carabao Cup final. There is a break after this one, however. Liverpool don't welcome Southampton to Anfield until Saturday, March 8th. Incredibly, this is the Reds' sole Premier League fixture in March. Rounding out the next 5 is another massive fixture, Everton at Anfield on Wednesday, April 2nd. Much as they did at Goodison Park, David Moyes' side will hope to hurt Liverpool's title hopes. Aston Villa, Villa Park, 19-2-25 Man City, Etihad Stadium, 23-2-25 Newcastle United, Anfield, 26-2-25 Southampton, Anfield, 8-0-3-25 Everton, Anfield, 0-2-4-25 Arsenal's next 5 fixtures. Arsenal have the week off here after being knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Newcastle. They don't play until this weekend then, when they host West Ham United at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday, February 22nd. Then things start to get very interesting. Up next is a midweek clash against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground on Wednesday, February 26th. That's second versus third and provides a massive test for Mikel Arteta's men. After that is Manchester United at Old Trafford on Sunday, March 9th. Now, we expect absolutely nothing of United these days, but maybe they'll get things together for a clash with an old rival. Arsenal follow that with back-to-back London derbies. The first sees Chelsea arrive at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday, March 16th. Always a huge game, and the Blues do have the players to trouble Arsenal, even if they're in poor form. It's Fulham at the Emirates on Tuesday, April 1st, to round out their next 5 fixtures. West Ham, Emirates Stadium, 22-02-25 Nottingham Forest, City Ground, 26-02-25 Man United, Old Trafford, 09-03-25 Chelsea, Emirates Stadium, 16-03-25 Fulham, Emirates Stadium, 011-04-25 What to expect. It's obviously difficult to predict the final of the 5 fixtures, given those don't happen for well over a month. There's even an international break thrown between them, but both teams have some very interesting fixtures here. Even against poor-performing teams, there are proper rivalries at stake to the point where routine results suddenly look anything but. Could City get it together against Liverpool? Will United prefer playing on the counter against Arsenal? Will Chelsea click against the Gunners? Are Everton going to frustrate the Reds again? The big takeaway is that if one team gets 5 wins, they'll almost certainly strike a critical blow in the title race. Some massive fixtures will be off the table for them, and their momentum will be incredible. We can't see both teams doing that. The most realistic outcome is that both teams drop a few points, and the table looks awfully similar after these 5. But there's a real chance that things get sorted here. The next 5 are absolutely critical.